Hi, this time around I'm gonna try to fix GTX 260, which inconveniently died during bench run and basically just shut off the image. Afterwards, it got artifacts. And this thing especially annoys me because I have put a lot of work into it. It's a GTX 260 SOC, or SOC in my case, and it was meant for a competition that's currently ongoing on HWBot. And when it comes to modifications, well, here is a VID mod, VMEM, and PLL. Well, here we have also power bridge for memory and more power bridges for the vCore. So yeah, it's been a bit of work. And oh yeah, and of course custom unisync. Ah, sexy, huh? Anyway, the thing is, this GPU has annoyed me because it died mid-bench run, and I'm not quite sure what's wrong with it. If it's something with memory, or something with the core, or maybe even the NVIO. And the problem is that I don't have quite a good description of how this GPU works in terms of logic. So the thing is, NVIO chip is taking care of SLI, display outputs, and all other communications that are not PCI Express. So I'm not quite sure how exactly it works, and for that reason, in case the NVIO chip is faulty, or it might be, I have already prepared one just in case. Yeah, it's pre-bolted and everything. Focus. Come on. Yeah. Already pre-bolted and everything, all the good stuff. And this NVIO should be also a good one because it's been pulled off working GPU. And in case it's memory, I'm also stocked, so that shouldn't be too bad. And if it's a core, then I'm gonna be slightly annoyed because, well, technically I should have some replacement cores, but they are not 260s per se. And I don't wanna rebolt 2.4 thousand balls. That's annoying. Anyway, let's get to diagnostics. Oh, come on, not 90. Uh-huh, okay. So, according to maths, this is our memory chip that has failed, and it's G1 or H1, I don't know which letter. Anyway, since it's NVIDIA, here we have our pin number 1 on the core. We go across it, and this is our first memory chip, which is A1, A0, B1, B0, and so on. So this is our G1, and because I have very little faith in the mats which I have found, it was actually really hard to find this version of mats which actually supports G200. So I'm really happy I did, but since I don't trust it quite yet, I'm gonna do one thing, and that is I'm gonna remove both chips from channel G and test the GPU again in mats and confirm whether the error will be on both chips this time. Assuming yes, then I have actually good mats that works. If not, then well, I just gave it a shot and, well, I'm not really losing much. One other thing I have noticed while disassembling is you may notice that there is no thermal interface material between the heatsink and the NVIO chip. Well, it's just the remains that was there on the last time around the GPU was assembled, but this is not. This didn't have any thermal contact. So I might have hurt feelings of this NVIO chip a little. Anyway, let's remove these two chips. Memory chips are desoldered, and now I gotta inspect the pads on the PCB just in case I ripped some, but so far it's looking good. Yeah, I don't see any ripped pads, so that's awesome. The GPU doesn't simply post, so I guess it needs at least one memory chip that kinda works on each channel. But that's just my guess, maybe I broke it. Anyway, I thought at first that this might be a memory chip, BIOS chip, which I corked, but it's not BIOS chip, so I don't care. And yeah, let's prepare new memory chips and hope those will work. Here they are. It's basically the same kind of Hynix memory chips that were on there originally, it's just higher bin. These are N3C instead of N2C. The difference is these are 1300 MHz rated, while the originals are 1200 MHz. Not a big difference, and it will not really do any changes to the overclock because, well, it's just 2 out of 14 chips. So yeah. Anyway, let's start. So, memory chips are prepared. I have recorded the first one and it went horribly, while the second one went actually awesome and really quick, and then I noticed that I wasn't recording. So yeah, so the soldering went pretty well, I think, because, well, it's leaded balls after all, and yeah, as you can see, everything's looking perfect. Oh yeah, you can even see the balls. So all good. I have already waited for the GPU to cool down, to clean a bit of the flux from around the chips. I didn't flush them out from underneath yet. I'm gonna do that later, assuming the GPU even works. And yeah, oh yeah, I should actually check the resistances in case the balls got messed up, which I don't think. Yeah, let's be sure. 22 ohms on the memory, that's okay, and 4, okay, and PL, no, that's not PLL, that's NVIO, also okay, perfect. Yeah, let's slap a cooler on this thing and test post it. Moment of the truth, let's see. Please don't, no fire. Fine. GPU not initialized yet. Okay, I have been poking around with multimeter and found out that I have VCore but no VMEM. And then I double checked whether 23 ohms is actually right for the memory on GTX 285, and yes, it is correct. Yeah, only thing I have done so far was reseat, and I think I'm gonna do another and just try again, because I didn't have much luck so far. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And please give me VMEM. Oh, nice, thank you. And now initialize, please. Maybe. Oh, it initialized this time. Fucking mint. The driver installed successfully on first try, which is awesome. The GPU also seems to run in 3D. Yeah, it does. And yeah, basically I'm just gonna run a quick benchmark. And observe if it's gonna start artifacting. Keep in mind this GPU also has custom BIOS with modded timings, so those might screw up the image sometimes, especially with overclocking. But for now the GPU is stock, so it shouldn't happen. Hopefully. That looks decent enough. Let's overclock it. Let's do 1350. This GPU should do 1400 almost always, but since it's Oh yeah, it still has also flux under both memory chips on the channel, so yeah, it may not overclock as well as it should. But this is pretty decent baseline. I mean, hey, it runs and screams because I stole cooler from the GTX 285 as well as the memory chips. But hey, it runs the benchmark. Well, I'm gonna conclude it here and say I'm happy. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.